What's going on, everybody? Spaceballs here. Welcome back to another Awaken Chaos Era video. Alright, everyone, so we recently just got Hell Mode 1 and 2. That was in the last patch. There wasn't much in the last patch slash update, but we did get Hell Mode 1 and 2, so I do want to talk about that here today. I'm going to showcase my Tulpa team because that's the one I started doing, and I feel like they're all kind of the same as far as the difficulty goes. Well, they are all the same as far as difficulty goes. I just think that Ash might be the easiest one for a lot of people because most people have Sierra and Hydrissa and all those water units. But for me, I have a really good Tulpa slash Giant team, so we're going to talk about that one today. Now, the only concern I have with this is I feel like we didn't really need this right now. If I had to guess, I would say the average player is probably not even farming Stage 12 gear dungeons yet. So this content is definitely more for the whale players than the free-to-play new players, that's for sure. I think we can all say that. I just feel like this is something they could have did in the future, not something we needed right now. I feel like they would have been more smart focusing on the guild content side of things and then doing this in the future. Because again, only whales are going to be running these dungeons. Now, Hell Mode 1 is not as hard as Hell Mode 2. Obviously, Hell Mode 1 is going to be easier than Hell Mode 2. But when I say that, Hell Mode 2 is way harder and the runs are going to be way longer. Now, yes, you do get guaranteed 6-star gear from doing Hell Mode Stage 2, supposed to doing Hell Mode Stage 1. The one thing that I've been noticing, and I'll put screenshots on the screen for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about, is that on Hell Mode, you do get a lot more 6-star purple gear than you do on regular normal Stage 12. So if you can farm Hell Mode Stage 13, of course you're going to do it. As far as Hell Stage 2 goes, I feel like this is really endgame content and you're going to need really good gear and a Pacific team to be able to clear Hell Mode Stage 2, and not just in Tulpa, in all of them, Ash, Queen. So I feel like most players are going to be farming Hell Stage 1 first, obviously, and then eventually going to Hell Stage 2. Because even me, where I'm in the game, I wouldn't farm Stage 2 Hell. It's just not worth it. The run is like 6 or 7 rounds longer, and the drops, yes, they're better because it's always a 6-star piece of gear. But for it being that much longer, I feel like I would just much rather farm Hell Stage 1 than Hell Stage 2. But that's just where I am right now. Maybe over time when my gear is better and I can farm it faster, then I'll feel different about it. But I just feel like with the amount of HP that is on the enemy and on the Giant, for most players, or the average player, farming Hell Stage 2 is just not going to happen. So I would say to all of you guys that are, looking to farm the Hell Stage, I would stick to Hell Stage 1. There's nothing wrong with it. The drops are going to be better than normal. Yes, they're not going to be as good as in Stage 2, but you will get better drops from Hell Stage 1. So if you can farm that in the same amount of time that you were farming Stage 12 or in a couple rounds more, definitely farm the Hell Stage. Definitely going to be worth it. So let's talk about the team that I use to clear Hell Stage 1 and 2. They are two completely different teams, believe it or not. And I am lucky enough to have Zitlin. I know a lot of you guys probably won't have Zitlin, or the average player doesn't have Zitlin. But if you do, he's going to make your Tulpa runs so much easier and faster. So this is the team that I've been using for Hell Stage 1. Works great. I think it's 8 to 9 rounds, like I said. And for Hell Stage 2, the only change that I made is I take out the Fire Org and I put Brand in instead. And it works. It's just a 16 to 18 round fight, so I don't really necessarily think that would be worth it unless I'm not watching it. For example, if I go to the store and I let it run, then that's different. But if I'm trying to clear my bread and farm quickly, then I'm definitely going to stick to Hell Stage 1. The drops have been pretty good, like you'll see from all the screenshots that I put on the screen for you. They are definitely much better than normal Stage 12, I can tell you that much. So let's get rid of Brand and let's put back the Fire Org, and I will show you all the gear and everything that's on these characters. Then, of course, I'll do some runs for you, and then we'll wrap this video up at the end. Now, the one thing I've been noticing for the Hell Stages, counterattack, joint attack, fantastic, absolutely needed, I feel like. Curse set would be really good if you can get it. I do have my Fire Org in a curse set. It's not a necessity or anything like that, but being that the enemy has so much HP, getting any counterattack or joint attack that you can get is going to help you out tremendously in clearing these Hell Stages. So I decided to put my Fire Org in a curse set. It's been worked great. Again, it's not needed at all, guys. You do not need a curse set on any of your damage dealers. It'll just help make the run more stable, especially if you're farming Hell Stage 2. The gear I have in my Fire Org is nothing to write home about. I threw a curse set on him and then a broken set just to get the stats that I needed, and I wanted to see how a curse set worked, and it absolutely works great, especially when he counterattacks the boss. Because sometimes I'll be like 1 or 2 HP away from killing the boss before his shield goes up, and then that counterattack will come in clutch, and he'll kill the boss before he even puts the shield up. So the curse set has been working great in that aspect. If I could, I'd put all my damage dealers in a curse set, just to be honest, but obviously that's not going to happen, and it's totally not needed. So real quick, I'll show you the main stats on the boots, the ring, and the necklace. So for the boots, we got attack percentage, of course, crit rate 19%, crit damage 12%, and the rest we don't care about. We just want the org doing as much damage as possible. For the org, you want to go more crit damage than attack, I noticed. I've been doing some testing, and the org actually does more damage when he crits and it goes off the crit damage, opposed to just stacking attack on him. And being that his base stats are so low, it's much easier to stack crit rate and crit damage on him than it is to stack attack. So that is something to keep in mind if you are going to use the fire org. And because his base stats are so bad, he'll end up getting sniped sometimes. So definitely good to try to get a little bit of tankiness on him. And just don't worry about attack as much. Just get that crit damage on there for his ultimate skill. For the ring, this is terrible. But the truth is, I have 3 crit damage rings total. Well, I have 3 6-star crit damage rings total. And this is one of them. So I really don't have a choice. I know you shouldn't max a piece of gear out like this, but being that I just can't get crit damage rings, I just went with it. I maxed it out. I know it's a mistake, but it gets the job done. It has precision, crit rate, and health on it. Terrible rolls, not the best, but gives me that 50% crit damage that I'm looking for. And then on the necklace, attack percentage, of course. I won't max this out. I'm waiting to get a better cursed necklace that has attack percentage on it. I mean, it's not terrible. It has health, crit rate, defense, and resistance. And it rolled 1 into health, 1 into crit rate. But I still wouldn't max this out. I'm going to wait and try to get a better necklace before doing that. So that's the fire org. I will show you the overall stats real quick. So we got 95% crit rate, 242% crit damage, 3,800 attack, 10k health, and 8,000 defense. One thing I need to do on my account is get my damage dealers faster. My damage dealers are not fast enough and it becomes a problem. Not necessarily on gear farming, but in general, I definitely want to get all my damage dealers up to that 150, 160 base speed. But moving right along, let's talk about Borden next. Borden is one of my favorite fire damage dealers in the game, even after the last patch when they nerfed him just a little bit. I still think he's one of the best fire single target AoE damage dealers in the game, especially when it comes to gear farming. He's so good for bosses, he just slams so hard. He almost does the same thing that Guerrelle does. I just think sometimes he's a little bit better. And I'll show you guys the damage numbers as well at the end. I'll put some screenshots for you so you can see the damage difference between Guerrelle and Borden. Again, Borden is a DPS, so we're going for as many DPS stats as we possibly can. So as far as the gear goes, we are in a broken set and a crit rate set. Whatever it takes to get that 100% crit rate, you know, plus 250 crit damage and as high as attack as we possibly can get. On the boots, we have attack percentage, 22% crit rate, very, very good. For the ring, we have attack percentage again, 24% crit damage. We love that. If we can't get a crit damage ring, we want as much crit damage in the substat as we possibly can get, so that's a good thing. And for the necklace, of course, we have attack percentage. This has agility, health, and crit damage. Actually, a very good necklace for a crit rate set. So that's my man Borden. Let me just show you his overall stats real quick. So we got 4,700 attack, 13,000 health, 1,200 defense, almost 1,300 defense, 131 speed, 93% crit rate, and 265% crit damage. I would like to get more precision on him in the future. Next up, we have Guerrelle. And guys, let me tell you, if you don't have Guerrelle, you don't need him. You can replace him for so many other fire damage dealers. Hector is actually a perfect replacement for Guerrelle. I was using Hector until I pulled Guerrelle. And even in some of the runs on Hell Stage 2, I was actually running Hector because it gives the extra 30% damage. So in some cases, Hector might actually be better than Guerrelle. So if you have Hector and you don't have Guerrelle, just put Hector in there and you'll be fine. Same thing with Cyrus. Cyrus is another really good option for this team. And the runs I showcase at the end, I'll switch the team up a little bit just to show you guys that you don't need Guerrelle. You can pretty much replace him for any fire damage dealer. Valerie would be another really good option. The problem with Valerie is she doesn't really do a lot of damage to the boss. She's really good to clear the trash waves, but then when you get to the boss, she really lacks in the damage that you need to take out that shield just in case he is able to put that shield up. So she could be a good option, but for me, what I noticed is she makes the run a little unstable. I just think having fire single target damage nukers for their ultimates is better for your toll up runs than having AoE damage dealers like Valerie. And again, looking at Guerrelle, same thing. We're just trying to stack as much attack stats as we possibly can. So again, for the boots, we have attack. For the necklace, we have crit damage. That is one of my only legendary 6-star crit damage rings. I think this is the only one I have. Thank God it rolled pretty good. It rolled focus twice, but it did roll attack 3 times. And then for the necklace, again, we have attack percentage, crit rate, speed, health, and defense. Perfect build for Guerrelle. Just like Borden, we're just trying to do as much damage as possible. The only thing I want to change on him is get a little bit more crit rate, get him up to that 95%. I think he'll be good to go. We do have 4,400 attack, good health, good defense. And again, we want to get that speed up a little bit, but that's something that's not going to happen right away until my gear gets better. And last up on this team, we have Zitlin. And again, guys, you don't necessarily need Zitlin. You could just take Zitlin out and put Brand, no problem, to run Hell Stage 1. When it comes to Hell Stage 2, the options are going to be a lot less because it's much, much harder to clear that stage than it is to clear Hell Stage 1. When it comes to clearing Hell Stage 1, it's just about doing as much damage as possible. Hell Stage 2, you have to have a support in there like Brand to keep you alive. Otherwise, you're just going to get knocked out by the trash waves or the boss. One thing I noticed for Stage 2 is you definitely need to have a support in the team. Hell Stage 1, just like Stage normal 12, you can run with just pure DPS on your team. So essentially, if all your DPSs are fast enough, let's just say they're at that 150, 160 base speed, you can actually just run 4 damage dealers. I used to do that on Stage 12 normal as well. Or you could just throw a Brand in there like so. Or you could throw a Zitlin whenever you have. But if you don't have Brand, you don't have Zitlin, of course, you're just going to look for that 4th DPS. Something like a Hector should work good, but you are going to have your base speed much higher than my base speed is. I'm able to run this team because I have Zitlin. Well, I'm able to run my team this slow because I have Zitlin. If I didn't have Zitlin, I would have to speed up my DPSs, if that makes sense. Zitlin is actually very, very easy to build. Nothing matters on him except for him staying alive and for him to land his debuff. All this man is there for is his ultimate, which is this curse buff, which in 2 rounds, all the damage you do to the giant, it'll tick on him at once. Really, really good for taking the giant out quickly and easily. I absolutely love my Zitlin when it comes to boss farming, especially in Tulpa. But as far as Zitlin goes, just super tanky and as much focus as you could possibly get on him. Well, I shouldn't say as much. Get to that 75, 85% and you're good to go. One thing you'll notice is on my Zitlin is I don't even have, I think, 65% focus on him because I don't have the necklace maxed out yet because I don't really like this necklace. And he lands the curse every single time. Hasn't been a problem, so I just left it alone. If I noticed that he wasn't landing the curse debuff, then I would definitely go back and get him to that 85% focus. But he lands it every single time that I can notice, so I just left him alone and he is good to go. But again, if you don't have Zitlin, don't worry. Just throw Brand in there. Brand will do the same exact thing because he'll give you the attack buff and the defense buff, which will keep you alive longer and give you more damage over time. And plus, it gives you the shield, which will protect you, especially when it comes to Hell Stage 2. I feel like I wouldn't be able to run Hell Stage 2 unless I had Brand on the team. Maybe as I start using more team comps and coming up with more ideas, maybe Brand won't be as much of a necessity. But Brand's shield really helps me stay alive. Without him, I would not even be able to touch Hell Stage 2. So the team I'm going to showcase today is going to be with Zitlin. I do want to show you real quick the team I ran on Stage 2 really, really quickly. And it's the same exact team, like I said, except Zitlin is going to come out. Brand's going to come in. This is the team I've been using. It's a little bit slower. If I take Zitlin out and I put in another damage dealer, it's like a round faster. But this team is 100% stable. When I take Zitlin out, it's not 100% stable anymore. So this is the team I choose to run. Again, I'm going to do a lot more testing in the future. Hell just came out literally like 2 days ago, so I definitely wanted to show you what I'm doing and how I'm going about building teams for these Hell stages. But either way, I'm going to let this run for you guys, run some teams with Zitlin, with Brand. This way you guys can get an idea on how the teams work and how long the teams are, how many rounds the teams are. So enjoy, and I'll be right back. poof, we're back. So that is my Hell Stage 1 team. In the future, I will do a separate video on Hell Stage 2, maybe on Ash or Queen, something like that in the future. I feel like most of them are going to be the same, just different heroes at the end of the day, depending on element. I actually think Tomas is going to be a great option for the Giant, and probably for other content too, but I just feel like with his current kit, he's going to fit in there perfectly. I actually think he might even be better than Fire Org at this point, because Fire Org's base stats are just so bad, and Tomas's base stats are much better. And just his all-around kit, I feel like, will be better because he has the defense down, all that great stuff, just giving you more overall damage. So again, that's something we're going to test out in the future. For now, I just want to dive into it and see how hard it actually was. But again, there's just so many options for you guys. If you don't have Zitlin, I don't want you guys to be turned off saying like, oh, this is a Zitlin showcase. Because honestly, it's not. Like I showed you in the Tulpa runs, it can be done with or without him. Yes, he makes things faster and easier, especially if you're a new player, but he's not a necessity. I think Tomas can actually fit in his place quite well. Same thing if you don't have Guerrelle, Tomas would be a great replacement for him, or Borden. Whatever it is, you can replace Jacob and Tomas for any DPS that you have in your current lineup. One thing I noticed farming the new Hell stage on the Giant is that Zitlin is amazing because of how much damage he's able to do. So even if the Giant gets his shield up, Zitlin can just eat right through that shield on the second turn. Just a great unit when it comes to doing your toll up farming, that is for sure, especially if you're trying to do these Hell stages. Again, if you don't have him, don't be turned off or anything. You should still be able to farm Hell Stage 1 no problem without him, like I showed you in this video, or I showed you in those runs. But other than that, I think we covered everything I want to talk about. I want to know what you guys think, though. Are you guys happy with this new Hell content? Is it something that you think we should have got now, or something we should have got in the way future? And I want to know what you guys want to see next. What do you think the devs should be focusing on in the game right now? What will keep the game alive and keep you guys playing the game happy and excited to sign into Ace every single day? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, so comment down below and let me know what you're thinking. Thank you guys so much for the support here on YouTube. The giveaway video will either be up before this video or after this video, but it's coming soon. Thank you guys so much for 5,000 subs. It means the absolute world to me. And now we're going on 6,000, so thank you. If you want to follow me on Twitch and Discord, those are always linked down below. We do 2 monthly giveaways on Discord, random giveaways on Twitch. If you want to be part of the random giveaway that we do here on YouTube, all you have to do is sub to the channel, like and comment on my past 10 videos, and that will automatically enter into the random giveaway. I truly do love each and every single one of you. I will see you in the next one. Spaceballs out. Peace.